यमुना तीरा जय राम कुंज बिहारी
कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय जन वल्लभ जन वल्लभ जय निताय पतित पावन गौरी जय निताय पतित पावन गौरी
निताय पतित पावन गौरी जय निताय पतित पावन गौरी
जय जय प्रभु प्रभुपा जय जय प्रभुपा
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
नारायण नमस्ते नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नश्वप्रायेषु कायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा प्रिय पतन्ति विवशा देवे सद्यो विभ्रंशितोदयाः ततते क्षीणसुकृताः पुनर्लोकम् इमं सति पतन्ति विवशा देवे सद्यो विभ्रंशितोदयाः ततस्ते क्षीणसुकृताः पुनर्लोकम् इमं सति वदन्ति विविशादेव सद्यो विभ्रंशितोदयाः ततस्ते क्षीणसुकृता पुनर्लोकम् इमं सति वदन्ति विवशादेवे सद्यो विभ्रंशितोदयाः ततस्ते क्षीणसुकृता पुनर्लोकम् इमं सति पतन्ति विवशादेवे सद्यो विभ्रंशितोदयाः तताः then they क्षीणा exhausted sukritaha results of their pious activities punaha again lokam imam to this planet sati o virtuous mother patanti fall vivashaha helpless devai by higher arrangement sadhyaha suddenly vibramshita caused to fall udayaha their prosperity. Translation: when the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they fall down by higher arrangement and again come back to this planet. Just as any person raised to a higher position sometimes all of a sudden falls. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport: it is sometimes found that a person elevated to a very high position in government service falls down all of a sudden and no one can check him. Similarly, after finishing their period of enjoyment, foolish persons who are very much interested in being elevated to the position of president in higher planets also fall down to this planet. The distinction between the elevated position of a devotee and that of an ordinary person attracted to fruitive activities is that when a devotee is elevated to the spiritual kingdom, he never falls down, whereas an ordinary person falls, even if he is elevated to the higher planetary system, Brahmaloka. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhuvana Lokaha, that even if one is elevated to a higher planet, he has to come down again. But Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita 8.16, Mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. Anyone who attains my abode never comes back to this conditioned life of material existence. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां sagana raghunathāन्वितं तं sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam krishna chaitanya devam shri radha krishna padan sagana lalita shri vishakhanvitam cha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घं यते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen soul. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross mountains. I am not qualified to talk about Srimad Bhagavatam. It's just because of mercy of devotees I am here. Sorry for. Okay. The today's verse, the chapter name of 32 chapter is Entanglement in Fruitive Activities. Here Lord Kapila Dev answers to Mother Devuti's question, the last question. In this canto, Mother Devuti asks so many questions. Out of this is the answers for, in this chapter he explains for the last questions. That is the continuous process of birth and death. How one is entangled in the fruitive activities and takes repeated birth. So in yesterday's verse, it was mentioned that who are attached to the fruitive activities, they will go to the higher planet systems to enjoy it. So one of them is Pitraloka. And in today's verse, it is told, even though they go to Pitraloka, they cannot stay for longer. They have once they Dakshine Punye Martyaloka Vishanti. In one of the verse in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told that whoever goes to higher planets, when their punya is decreased, when the Kshina punya is become Kshina, they have to repeat, they have to come back to the Martyaloka. And there is also another verse in a similar related verse in Bhagavad Gita, 25th verse of 9th chapter. There he told that those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. So this is one of the verse in 25th, 9th chapter of 25th. Do you know that verse? Yanti Deva? Thank you. So in this verse clearly, Lord told that whoever attached to the Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Bhagavan ki jai, Sai Patit Pavan, Gauri ki jai, Radha ki jai.
And similar, there are so many similar verses in Bhagavad Gita also. In the same chapter, 9th chapter. त्रैविद्यमां सोमपूपपाता यज्ञैरिष्टा स्वर्गतिर्पातयन्ति ते पुण्यमासाद्यं सुरेन्द्रलोका अश्नामि दिव्यादिवि देवभोगान्. Those who study the Vedas and drink the soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on fires, heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. So, Yajne Rishtar Swargatir Praptayante. They will do so many ritualistic karma kanda procedures and they go to heavenly planets. But in the next verse, he told that when they have thus enjoyed in heavenly sense pleasures and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this Martya Loka, mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek this sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. So we have been told, like usually when most of the people follows karma kanda procedures, where we have told that if you do good, you will get good result. If you do bad, you will go to hellish planets. So if you do good, you will go to the heavenly planets. Only these knowledge I used to have during my childhood. So most of the people follow this. Only if there is a devotees are there, and because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we come to know that our goal should be going back to Godhead. And because these higher planets are all, it is still in the material world only. It is one of the 14 planet systems. It may be the Pitraloka, whatever mentioned in this verse, or maybe the heavenly planet. Everything is in the 14 planetary system of this material world. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kaunteya Punarjanma na vidyate. So, if we don't want repeated birth, Krishna is telling Mamupetya. So you come, means when whoever do devotional service of Supreme God, there will be no repeated birth. And we in 14th chapter also Krishna told Urdvam gachanti sattvasta madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya guna vrittista adeo gachanti tamasa. So those who situated in the mode of goodness, they will go to upward towards higher planet systems, and whoever in the mode of passion, they live in earthly planet. Those in the abominable mode of ignorance, they take birth they glide towards hellish planet, and sometimes in the lower birth as an animal birth. So one who frees from three modes, that is the transcendental state, they will go to spiritual world. So our goal should be to become free from three modes, which is also Krishna recommended how to become free from three modes. So mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samatiteita brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So one who does continuous devotional service without failing in any circumstances, why that it is possible to transcend the modes. But in people in general, they are not aware of this spiritual world and whatever Krishna telling in Bhagavad Gita, means because of their less intelligent. In 7.23 also Krishna told antavantu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedesha, because of less intelligent. Devan deva yajayanti madbhakti yanti mamapi. Men of small intelligence worship demigods and their fruits are limited and it is temporary. So whatever demigod gives us the benefits, boon, it is temporary, it is suitable, it is good only for this material body. They whatever blessings the demigods give, it is just to keep our material body comfortably. Those who worship but our material body itself is temporary, it is not permanent. So whatever blessings demigods gives us, that is temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of demigod, but my devotee ultimately reach my supreme abode. So Krishna's supreme planet. Krishna told in many verses about the supreme abode. Our goal should be go to the Krishna's supreme abode. Instead of continuing, instead of following those karma kanda procedures, even though it is told in Veda. So the Veda is mainly deals with Traividya. So Traividya Vishayam Veda. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you become Nistraigunya. Arjuna, you become Nistraigunya, because all the Veda, whatever karma kanda procedures they told, it is mainly related to the attaining higher planets. But not only that, in Veda there is so many things are told: karma kanda, jnana kanda, upasana kanda. The ultimate goal of Veda we should understand, because we cannot read entire Veda. It may need 60 years of our lifetime. So the essence of Vedas is Bhagavad Gita. Krishna told Vedeshcha sarver ahameva vedyo. So upon knowing all the Vedas, the ultimate message is we have to surrender to Supreme God. That we have to understand. We shouldn't get attracted to the flowery languages of Veda. In second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 42-43 verse, Krishna told to Arjuna, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Veda, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets. So, because Veda deals with dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So first we have to we are getting we are following dharma to get artha, our economic development, then satisfy your senses, then liberation. But this satisfying senses, it is like already we know that in so many purport Srila Prabhupada mentioned, our senses are like, it is how much ever we demand, we supply it, it demands more and more and more. There is no end. So whatever the Vedic rituals it is given us to for sense enjoyment, it is just for temporary. Even though we go to higher planet, that is not permanent. We again it will come back. So the various fruitive activities they will do to elevation to the heavenly planets, and it will result in the good birth, and they get good power also, being desires of sense gratification. So they become conditioned in this sense enjoyment. They think that there is nothing higher than this because of alpamedasha. Krishna told they're less intelligent. They don't think there is higher than sense enjoyment, because whatever pious activity we do, that for that also we get good credits, pious credits. By that credits we will go to higher planets. But when the pious credit is completed, we have to come back. In the example of King Nraga's story, once Krishna's son Samba and Pradyumna, they went to along with the other young boys of Yadu dynasty, they went to the forest. They after sometimes they feel thirsty there. They search in water. So when they search there around for water, they find one well there. But inside the well, they found one big lizard which is trying to come out. It is very difficult to come out. It's trying to come up. Again, it is falling down. They tried to pull it up, but they couldn't bring it out. Then they came and told to Krishna, there is one lizard stuck in this well. It is not able to come out. So Krishna already knows who is that lizard it got in that form. So he comes there, he at once pulls the lizard out, and he asks the lizard for the benefit of other people, like why that lizard is suffering there. That lizard, it takes the demigod form, and it starts explaining, I was King Nriga. I did so many pious activities. I used to do so many charities, so many good things. But one day, I was giving charity. I called Brahmanas and give charity lot of cow. So in that one cow, there was one Brahmana, pious Brahmana. So without my knowledge, one of cow of that Brahmana, it was there in along with thousands cow of whatever I was supposed to give in charity to other Brahmana. So by mistakenly unknowingly I gave that brahmana's cow to charity as a gift to another brahmana. So even though it is doing pious activity, he did that the wrong thing. Because of that, both brahmana started fighting. This cow belongs to me. Another brahmana told, this cow belongs to me, how can he give this charity to another brahmana? So because of that, both misunderstanding between both brahmana, they started fighting. So he was the cause of that fighting. Then after some times, when he leaves, when the king Raga, he left his body, Yamaraja, who is taking account of all our pious and impious activity, he told King Raga, see, you have done so many pious activity. For that, you will definitely go to heavenly planet and you will enjoy there. But there is some, like, because of you cause like misunderstanding between brahmana and there is some trouble. So you cause that, because of that you have to suffer also. So he gives the choice, do you want to suffer first or do you want to enjoy for your pious activities? King Raga chose for, okay, let me suffer because I did very less sinful activity, so let me go and suffer for the those activity. So he became lizard in that well. So this story, this is in the 64th chapter of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in Krishna book also we have this story. So by in this example, we come to know that pious activity also not good for us, which will again give us to the heavenly planet. Again, after that merit of that pious activity decreases, we have to come back. And impious activity also definitely not good. If we commit sinful reaction, we should go to hell and we should suffer. So, or in this Martya Loka, there are different levels of punishment is there. We have to take birth in like animal birth. So Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, that's why you don't get attracted to this flowery language, pious and impious. You should become transcendental to both good and bad. So we know that karma, vikarma. So karma means like you're doing good work, we can think, and vikarma is doing bad things. Krishna is telling we should do akarma, devotional service, which removes the reaction of both good and bad activity. So good activities also will bind us, bad activity also, the result of that will bind us in the material world. So only the devotional service to the Supreme God, it will become, make us free. Krishna told in 39th verse of second chapter, thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. So after describing about the soul, he told this is analytical study, we are not this body, we are soul. After those knowledge, he told, now I will explain you in the form of yoga how you will realize that you are not this material body, you are the spirit soul. To realize that, we have to practice yoga. So now, and not only to realize that, our real Swarupa we will identify. Our real Swarupa is to become servant of God. Jiver Swarupa Nityera Krishna Das. So that we have to understand our eternal. So that's why yoga system Krishna started telling. He starts with different yogas. So, and he also told about the fruitive activities. So all this, you become free, become transcendental to all these activities. When you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from bondage of birth. A man engaged in devotional service gets rid of both good and bad reactions even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. This is 50th verse of second chapter. Krishna told to Arjuna, बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीता उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व yoga karmasu kaushalam. Therefore, you strive for the yoga. You become, you should get rid of both good and bad reaction in this life. Therefore, you have to do the yoga. And we know what type of yoga we have to do. Krishna explained in the Bhakti Yoga section. So even though he explained Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, he told upon all the yoga, Bhakti Yoga is the highest. Yoginam apasarvesham madgate antaratmanam shraddhavam bhajate yoma same yukta tamomata. Who will worship me with faith. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. That is the ultimate yoga, Krishna told. So become free from both good and bad reactions. We should do devotional service. By doing devotional service, we'll come to the platform of self-realization, and we will also realize that we are the servant of God, and that's what it helps to go back to the once the liberation means it is different for the different for the Jnana yogis. Different liberation is attaining the Brahma Jyoti. For Dhyana yogis, there is a different. Some Dhyana yogis focus on the impersonal form. Some Dhyana yogi focus on the personal form of Supreme God. So they will, the Vishnu Paramatma resides in our heart. They will meditate on that Paramatma form in the Ashtanga Yoga. For them, Vaikunta will be the liberation. But for Bhakti yogis, Goloka Vrindavana is means we will identify our real Swarupa. What is our real Swarupa? That is in the different rasas. We may be serving Krishna in Shanta Rasa or Dasya Rasa or Sakya Rasa or Vatsalya Rasa or Madhurya Rasa. So one of our identity we will realize. Self-realization means we will identify our real Swarupa, our real identity, in which way we will serve the God. That is for Bhakti Yogi. This is self-realization means how we will serve Supreme God in Goloka Vrindavana. By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotee free themselves from the results of work, both in material world. In this way, they become free from cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. This is in 51 verse of second chapter Krishna told. So we should try to we should practice Bhakti Yoga as Krishna and Srila Prabhupada mentioned in all the purports of Bhagavad Gita. So becoming free from the desire, it is mentioned here. Narad Muni and Kailash, so one example is there. During our Vaishnavi Sangha, Mataji, Her Grace Hemangopi Mataji told this story initially, and we also acted this. So Narad Muni once come to, I'm not sure about the reference about this story, but I need to check with her. So Narad Muni and Kailash, Narad Muni meets one person called, his name is Kailash. He started preaching him, take to devotional service. But Kailash is not ready. He told that I have so many responsibilities of my child and so many duties are there. I have to do this. I'll come after some time. You come after some time, I'll be ready. Then after so many years, Narad Muni comes again. That time he was grown old and he became like he became old. Narad Muni again asks, are you ready to accept my orders, whatever I'm telling to, like preaching, whatever the devotional service I'm going to tell you, are you ready to accept? But Kailash is still not ready. He told that I am grandfather of so many children. I have to take care of them. I have so many things to do. Now I'm so busy. Then, okay, Narad Muni comes after some time. By that time, Kailash is no more exist. Then he saw one dog sitting in the front of the door. Then he Narad Muni realizes, oh, this is a Kailash. He came as a dog in that house. He asks, that dog starts telling that, Narad Muni asks him, see, you haven't listened to me. So you are very much attached to your house. So, and protecting to your house, you are very much attached. So now you have become dog in this house. Okay, are you ready now? But still dog is not ready. Okay, Narad Muni comes again after some times. Dog also doesn't exist. But after sometimes he saw there is a snake around his house who is protecting his house. So he asks the snake, are you ready? No, see, my grandsons, even though they like deposited all the money in bank, but still this field, they are not taking care of this field. So many elephants coming and troubling, and so many people are coming and stealing all the grains, and so many like in other insects, mouse and all, like it is getting problems. So I have to chase all these mouse and all. I will become snake and protect this field. Still he is attached to the properties and whatever is there. So Narad Muni comes to know this person Kailash as a dog or as a snake, still he doesn't understand. So he should definitely, I should teach him lesson. So he calls loudly his sons, grandsons, and all. See, there is a big snake is there. So everyone comes and hits the snake, and snake feels so much like pain. It realizes finally that there is no use of this attachment and all. So finally, it realizes that devotional service. So I should free from all this attachment. I should free from the repeated birth. So that was the example Mataji told us in our Vaishnavi Sangha. So should become free from desire, which is very difficult. Even in 70th verse of second chapter, also Krishna told, Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shanti mapnoti na kama kami. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enters like rivers into the ocean. How rivers, all the rivers enters into the ocean like that. So many desires, thousands of desires enters into our mind continuously, which is ever being filled, but is always still. See, the example of ocean is given. The ocean, so many rivers enters, but still ocean is still. Like that, we should also become like that. So even though so many desires we have in our mind, we should consider which what should I give importance, what is my priority, that we have to understand. So whoever is able to like control the desires, they can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. If we try to satisfy our desires one after another continuously, it will come, we cannot be peaceful. And in 71, the last verse of second chapter, he told, Yesha Brahmi Sita Partha Nainam Prapya Vimushyati Stitwasyam Antakalepi Brahma Nirvanam Rachati. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. And in this way, this is the way of spiritual and godly life. After attaining this condition, he is not bewildered. He is a snita prajna. So if one is thus situated, even at the hour of our final stage, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So Krishna told to control our senses, means all these desires continuously come to our house, our mind. So even though we means by practicing bhakti, if you follow the instructions of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and Acharya, we will be not bewildered. So that means we will attain that transcendental state. Thus, you will attain the kingdom of God, he told. But who is eligible to go to the kingdom of God? In so many purport, Srila Prabhupada told that our duty is to go back to the spiritual world, go back to Godhead. But who is eligible? In 15.5, Krishna told, Nirmana moha jitasanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvai vimukta sukadukka sanner gacchanti muda padamavyam yamtat. So, nirmana moha, those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are free from the dualities of happiness and distress, who are unbewildered, and who surrenders to the supreme person, they attain the eternal kingdom. So if you are after designation, like we want to become leader, or we want to control someone, or we want to become president, and so many material designations, that will never help us. And Krishna told also in the 9th verse of 4th chapter, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma nai na. So punarjanma nai iti ma meti. So Arjuna, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not take again birth. So upon leaving his body, he does not take birth in this material world. He attains my spiritual abode. But how to know Krishna? It is like Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. In another verse, Krishna told in the 18th chapter. So Krishna told her, Janma karma cha me divyam yoma vetti tattvataha. As per tattva, you should know me. But knowing Krishna is also not so easy. Manushanam sahasreshu Kaschid yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mameti tatva. So many sahasra, means so many people, millions of people try to understand me, but hardly one knows me in the rare. Knows me rare. That's what Krishna told. So how we should know about Krishna? By practicing yoga in full conscious of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So maya sakta mana partha yogam yunjam madashraya. Maya asakta mana partha. The yoga, how should we do bhakti yoga? Asakti in Krishna. Maya asakta mana partha. Our mind should be engaged in on Krishna. Yogam yunjam mad ashraya. Then asamshayam samagramma yatadma means without doubt he will come to me. Our mind should be engaged in the on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what the engaging mind is very important. In many slokas, Krishna told how to engage our mind. Like Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmarita mai arpita manobuddhi. So your mind should be arpita. You should offer your mind to me. That is very important. Then in the whatever bhakti yoga you are practicing, our mind should be like we in the mood of serving Krishna. And in so many other verses, like manmana bhava madbhakto. So always think of me. Engage me in engage in, like, become my devotee. Offer obeisance to me. Worship me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Observe in me. Surely you will come to me. Krishna told. This verse repeated in 18th chapter and 9th chapter. Krishna tells us this verse 2 times. Why? Because our mind engaging in Krishna is very important. Even in 12th chapter also he told. Maya vesha mano evam nitya yukta upasate. Mind, you should worship my personal form in your mind. Maya vesha mano evam nitya yukta upasate. So fix your mind in personal form of Supreme God and engage in service. That's in the second sloka of 12th chapter he told. Even in the same 12th chapter Bhakti Yoga he told, Mayeva mana adashva mai buddhi niveshaya. Niveshasya mayena ata udvam na samshaya. So just fix your mind upon me as a Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage. You are intelligent in me. Thus you will live in me without doubt. Our mind engaging on the service of Supreme God is very important. Whatever Ashtanga Yoga, there also, one of the limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga is meditation. Our mind should be meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhakti Yoga also, with the help of mantra, we are trying to engage our mind in the mantrayate iti mantra. Mantra. We are engaging our mind in the holy name of Lord. And in so many verses, Krishna told, like, your mind should be engaged. So how the symptom of the qualities of devotee, there, tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvaka. Before that, matchitta madgata prana bodhayanta paraspara. Their chitta is, what is their mind? It is mad chitta. They think always about Krishna. And madgata prana, they dedicated their life to service of God. Bodhayanta paraspara, they discuss Krishna Katha. And in that only they will get happiness. Tushyanticha ramanticha. And in the 18th chapter, he told that this is my very favorite verse. Here, Krishna so clearly told that if you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness and act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Krishna directly told here, if you don't follow my instructions, you will be lost. Nashyati, vinashyati, vinakshasi, he told. Matchitta sarvadurgani, mat prasada tarishyasi. Atachetvam ahankarantam, shoshasi, vinakshasi. So we should have faith on Krishna's word. Krishna directly told that if you don't have faith on my words, if you don't trust me, you will be lost. Ashraddha dana purusha dharmasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. If you have ashraddha, if you don't believe the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, you will again continue your repeated birth and death. Aprapya mam, you will never prapya, you will never get me. and you will be in the mrityu samsara vartmani. Those who are not have faith in the process of understanding Krishna consciousness, they are ashraddadana. So our real dharma is engaging in the service of the God, Krishna consciousness. So we have to think, I am servant of God. That is our real occupation. Instead of, if we serve Maya and if we serve our senses, we will be lost. So Krishna, in the like so many places, he told us. So our duty is to engage in devotional service. But we are trying to follow the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. But we how to improve the progress in devotional service. So in the one of the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, he told about the Vaishnavapara, the mad elephant, how it comes, means it disturbs. So bhakti is like it is like a garden cultivating of like one plant, bhakti lata. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan, Guru Prasada, Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. By the mercy of Guru, we get the devotional seed and we have to cultivate, we have to water it. How water that seed so that it will sprout, it will grow, that Bhakti Lata grow, and it will reach Krishna's abode lotus feet and start giving the fruits of Krishna Prema. But if the process of watering this Bhakti Lata is hearing and chanting Krishna Katha, Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyanam. So these are all, the Shravanam Kirtanam is very important. So this is like watering process of that Bhakti Lata. If we fail to water that Bhakti Lata will dry up and it will not reach Krishna's lotus feet. So our duty is to continuously engage in the service of hearing and chanting. We should continue whenever possible. Should Krishna Katha we should hear, and as per instructions of Guru, we should follow the 4 regulative principles and chant our prescribed number of rounds. So this, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instruct to Srila Rupa Goswami that, but whenever in the process of this watering, there are so many unwanted weeds will also grow. So we should be very careful to remove that weed. So what are these unwanted creeper? So we should identify. Sometimes we are not able to identify which is the unwanted weed, which is that creeper, or which is our Bhakti Lata because of our anarthas. So sometimes due to improper chanting, we water the weeds of sense enjoyment. So sense enjoyment is one of the that weed we can tell, and Nishiddhachara by following unexpected behavior. So we have to strictly follow 4 regulative principles and the Vaishnava etiquettes. And another weed is Kutinati. He mentioned diplomatic behavior. Another weed is Jiva Himsa. And another weed is like Labha. We always like the consciousness, the thinking what I get by doing this service. That Labha also means what are the material benefit. Maybe what is it may be the designation or the whatever the benefits which is not favorable to Krishna consciousness, and we accept adorable the mana puja pratishtha, those things. These are all weeds. It also grows parallelly when we perform devotional service. So we should be very careful to remove this unwanted creeper. So only pure devotee can distinguish between these, what is the real Bhakti Lata and what is the weed. That's why we need guidance of Guru, Sadh, other senior devotees and Shastra. So let us pray to Supreme God, Shri Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabha, to shower mercy on all of us so that we cultivate bhakti and sincerely we cultivate bhakti and removing the weeds time to time, like with the help of devotees, senior devotees, Guru, and as much as possible, sincerely will try to serve Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Please share if there is any comments or any questions. Yeah. Yeah, arguing. Sorry, they Brahmanas were not fighting. It's like arguments and cause of misunderstanding. Yes.
Knowingly or unknowingly get Brahman property, creating more. So actually they are trying to solve the problem of the crisis of the Brahman property being taken up. So, but they are not, even Brahmanas are not able to solve the problem.
Yes. So yeah, here Krishna.
And if you have the same, that is the property of the Brahmana, it cannot be knowingly or unknowingly also cannot be even taken.
Yes. Thank you very much for correcting. Yes.
So, without changing the Brahmana of the it will actually minimize the level of the Brahmana.
Yeah. Yes.
Very proper 100 crores. If you even do 100 crores, also you will not be free from the sin of taking away the power of the Brahmana.
Yes.
So that's why.
Yes, Prabhuji. Brahmanas are in very high stage, especially in those days, Dwapara Yuga. So Krishna wanted to show through this example, we should not commit sin like bad to the Brahmanas. What are the qualities of Brahmana? Shama, Dama, Tapa, Stairya, Shantirarjava, Evacha, Jnana, Vijnanam, Astikya, Brahma, Karma, Swabhavacha. So Brahmanas are in the very high position. One should not commit any offenses towards Brahmana. So to show this example, Krishna, like we shouldn't offend Brahmanas. So even though means like he shouldn't steal that Brahmanas, he shouldn't take away that Brahmanas cow and give charity as others. So that's what. So thank you for correcting this, Prabhuji. Yeah, thanks, Prabhuji. I missed. I'm very poor in communicating. I'll try to improve. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Gauri ji.
Online, if there is any comments.
Hare Krishna, Dandavad, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji.
In our Chaitanya Charitamrita class, our Shiksha Guru, his guest Ramananda Krishna Prabhu had explained during the Bhakti Raksha class, there is a Kuti Nati, like diplomatic behavior. Yes, they are all the anarthas it is mentioned. Yes, 19th chapter of Madhya Leela.
Okay, I'll search for it.
So there it is, yeah, that verse I didn't put here. There all the 6 things they mentioned, like improper chanting, Nishiddhachara, Kuti Nati, Jiva Himsa, Labha, Puja, Pratishtha, those.
Yeah. Wonderful class.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Is there
Very
any
nice
other
class. Thank you, Mataji.
comments or questions?
Thank you, Gauri Jivani. Wonderful class.
Wonderful class, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, wonderful class. Thank you.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so
Hare
that
Krishna
is discussed in
Mataji,
Madhya
so
Leela of
wonderful
19th
class
chapter,
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
159th verse. Online, is there any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji, very wonderful class
Hope
Mataji.
hope
Hare
I was
Krishna
audible.
Mataji.
Sorry, I could have checked in the beginning. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
You
Krishna.
are audible, but we have to remove this one here.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice
Hare
class.
Krishna, Mataji. It is really wonderful class. You quoted many verses. Really authoritative class. Thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam.
Sorry, I wouldn't be able to hear online comments. Thank you, Principal. Now I could. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for such a wonderful class. You quoted so many relative verses from the Bhagavad Gita. It was just a kind of series of verses related to all the fruity activities and how we can surrender to Krishna. What are all the related shlokas in the Gita? Wonderful, very wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Actually, I plan to explain about the Devuti's question. I couldn't get much time because so Devuti asked so many questions. The first question was how to become free from this entanglement. Because when she was in the lamentation since Karnamuni, like he went go to Anvasa. So she asks Lord Kapila, how should I come out of this material attachment? So Lord Kapila explains about devotional service. And next question, she asks about like how to do this bhakti. That he explains about the yoga mishrita bhakti, and he explained many shlokas related to the devotional service. Then so many questions Devati asks. Out of that, one of questions is related to today's verse, which is the time, the influence of the time, and the living entities, how they takes birth and death, that cycle. So in today's verse was related to the Pitralokas or different planets. This is the last verse of the answer for the answer. Means in this chapter, this is the last questions. They were this question, the repeated birth and death. Lord Kapila explains about the various planets. He also explained about the hellish condition in previous chapters, how the womb suffers inside the, how the one suffers inside the womb, and even after coming again, they will continue in that fruitive activities. They will go to the higher planets. How we are entangled. So entanglement in fruitive activities. That was this last explanation to deal with this question. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we are ending here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samrita Bhakta ki jai.